Well, the blues came with the world. And to know what the blues is, you have to jump on the blues. Then you'll discover what it is. You see, the blues didn't jump on me. I jumped on the blues. And guess what it said to me? You sure you want to ride with me? I said, yes. And I rode a while, about 20 years. And it turned around and looked at me and said, you ready to get off? I said, no. And I'm still here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Phillip Walker. Hello, Central. Will you please give me tonight?
I started listening to the blues, I guess I was about the age of 1946. I started listening to the blues. T-Bone Walker had some old records around the house by Lead Belly, Robert Johnson. I listened to some of that stuff. Then I started listening to the electric players like T-Bone Walker, Lowell Fulton, Pee Wee Creighton, some of the guys that was in the 40s, blues people.
Oh Lord, and she's way down.
Well, I made a ukulele, a 4-string ukulele, out of a King Edward cigar box with screen wire strings. And I used to walk around strumming that around the house there. And then I finally got a hold to a real guitar and started to practice about 1952. When I left my parents and left the farm, farmer by trade, I wanted to play the music. I had the love for it then. I was too young to get in the clubs, but I would stand on the outside and I would listen to them. And I'd sneak in sometime. I managed to sneak in with the crowd sometime and listen to these guys. Then after that, it was about around 53, middle part of 53, near 54. That's when Clifton Chenier came looking for me. When he heard about me, he needed a guitarist at the time. That was about 1954. And he came to Port Arthur, Texas. He was living in Louisiana, the king of the accordions at that time, the king of the South. And he heard of a young man in Port Arthur, Texas, was playing the guitar. So he came looking for me. And he ran up on me one day and asked me did I want to be a musician in his band. And he said, get in. And we drove from Port Arthur, Texas to Houston, Texas, and he bought me a guitar and a uniform and put me on the bandstand.
What would Master tell me what old Phillip Walker have done wrong? I get the blues early in the morning.
When the band broke up, I went to El Paso, Texas, and organized my first group there, 1957. Little Phillip and the Blue Eagles.
Yes, you do. I get out of my bed 3 o'clock in the morning sometime. And I just sit there, just me and that old Julian eye. When my best woman walked off and left me.
1962 Gibson ES 330.
She left me here to sing the blues.
Well, it's just like my right arm. It took me 35 years to break it into the sound I want to hear. And I've played on many new ones they have today that just don't suit my purpose. When it comes playing the blues, it's too clean, it's too new, it's not gritty enough.
I waited around. Waiting on some of that good news. He ain't coming back.
A lot of people go on stage to sing the blues, try to send it to the people. But I feel the people, then I give it back to them through the blues.
I want you to take a letter down in Houston, Texas.
Off and on we've been together and I've known each other for about 35 years.
I want you to take it right straight to
You have to like each other, number one. And you have to want to play the music. And you have to want to make sacrifices to do this. That's what keeps bands together.
I tried. Will you please take a letter down in Texas?
I thought it would all be peaches and creams. But it didn't turn out that way. You know, that's what the blues is about. You're going to meet it down the road. You know, you have a great time in this city, and you may go down the highway back in those days and meet up with tragic, you know. If it wasn't races, it could be an accident. You could have an accident or something like that. So the blues is something to respect, believe it.
I want you to take it right straight to a little sweet woman they call me, Mrs. Ruby.
Anybody can play the blues, but have you lived the blues? You got to live them to know what they are.